Hi guys, welcome to Make 2 and another episode of our Let's Build a World in Minecraft Pocket Edition. In this episode, we've gone all the way back to near where we started. Here is our wonderful farm. As dawn rises over the farmyard, we're travelling south, and I had suggestions ages ago when I first asked for ideas, like build a castle, or build a keep or a watchtower. And I said back then that this spot over here would be a great place. So I went and I thought, I'm going to build a watchtower. So I built a watchtower. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to build a wall. So I built a wall. And I thought, I'm going to build another wall. So I built another wall. And it just got really big. So I want to show you everything I've done. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Have fun looking at the massive castle walls. And then imagine with me what could go in this huge space that once was a magnificent castle kingdom, because you see, we are now in modern times and we don't have castle kingdoms anymore. We do have things like internet and TV and stuff, so it's not all bad, but we don't have magnificent big castles running, completely live with kings and whatever inside them. So this is a relic from a bygone age, and it's also not in the best state of repair, so it's not completely in use now. And it's not in tip-top condition. But there is definitely going to be more inside it, so I am going to carry on building it. But let's see what we've done so far. So we have towers. And in the middle of the towers, I did a big gate. And you can see there's sort of a rampart here you can actually walk along. So you can go in these little watchtowers, little sort of watch huts. You can see kind of the place here where the gate would go. And you can see the bottom of the gate there. So the gate does go up and down, of course it does. There's a path here, which would be the main, entrance into the castle city complex. And this, therefore, is the most nicely decorated wall. It's got the most going on. And as I said before, the key to making good, interesting walls is some repetition, but not too much, but also a lot of depth. So this is a really deep wall, and that was what I wanted to do for this build. You can see in here those holes between those upside down stairs actually is wood. So between this wall you've got wood. And on the other side, let's take a quick look now. There's also decorated not as nicely as on the outside, but it's still got quite a lot going on. So this is actually, I think it's like 5 deep, sort of as normal, and then you've got kind of the buttresses coming out either side. So that's pretty cool. And some castles do have some asymmetrical things, like this piece here comes out a bit further than this pillar over here on the side of the gate. Now this I think is a bit quirky. I think the top could be maybe a little bit shorter, but I quite like this tower. You can just about go up it using some ladders, and you can see from the top it goes all the way up using nether brick stairs, and you've also got a nether brick fence at the top just to cap it off. Now let's go along this side. We now have a completely different pattern on the wall, similar in some ways but not in others. There are gaps off and on, but don't worry, that's supposed to be there because, as I said, this is old. Not everything's still there. You can see maybe this used to be a bit tall or a bit different in different places. And the wall here follows the line of the natural hill that this kingdom rests on. Now as we move along, you can see here there's suddenly the first of several big gaps in the wall, and I try to show that this is kind of ruins by having bits of similar stones all over the place. So this is the rubble from maybe a storm, maybe just age, or maybe some huge trebuchet threw something massive at this wall and made a big hole in it so that someone invading it could take over. So all of these walls do use lots of different types of bricks, not too many, but they use, polished stones, the normal cobblestone, the brick stones, and some other sort of accent wood or sandstones as well. And also for some decoration, I've used things like buttons at different points, as well as vines. So here we have another big tower. This is a bit of a quirky one, and this I thought would be just... You can see there's another big hole here. So this has seen some trouble over the years. But this was supposed to be a very grand royal entrance. It's on the side which goes right into the rest of the kingdom, so it doesn't need to be protected. but it's just supposed to be this very, very impressive big gate. Or maybe if you need to bring something really tall inside the castle kingdom, this is where you'd bring it in. So you can just go all the way down here, and then you come out inside with a sort of an overhang, and I use a lapis lazuli for this roof, and maybe it's original, maybe it's been restored, it's hard to say. But you have got quite a lot going on here, so I like the shape of this roof. I said it's a little bit funny on this side. Maybe I need a few more lapis lazuli blocks, but I think it's quite nice, and you can imagine this being used for celebrations. So there is supposed to be touches of where the stone would come in to the rest of the kingdom. You can see over there, way in the distance, this is where you would have the wood that maybe lined a lot of the streets, but it's also fallen off and been taken over by other things. On this side is another really cool thing. This is, in some castles you have walls that are also buildings with, rooms and whole floors and stuff going on. And that's what's going on here. So this is quite a lot of repetition. You've got different floors. The first floor is a different design from the second floor. You get a bit closer, you can see how it works. You can see the buttons break up the roof, and I think that works pretty well. Unfortunately, you can't put buttons on stairs. You have to put them on full blocks. So that does limit what you can do with them. And on the other side, it's exactly the same. And this is, the externally facing side. So you have lots of buttress columns, lots of overhangs, lots of use of upside down stairs. And that smushes up straight against this tower, which is just a fortified tower. Maybe it's where the armory would be. And at the top, there's nothing but maybe soldiers would stand up there to look out yonder way over the river, because this kingdom does have a natural separation with this river. So the fortifications on this wall are actually not nearly as high, because it's going to be really hard for anyone to scale up this really high cliff and then over these walls. So this is just more for protection or lookout and just to keep things orderly. But this wall has suffered too. It's a simple wall, as I said, a bit old, but it's also got some damage. Here we have our third corner, or next corner anyway, with another smaller tower. Again, an okay design, and you've got scaffolding here, so maybe this is modern people doing repairs. So they've got wooden scaffolding to make sure things stay in place. Next we have another wall with a different model. This is for the whole wall. This is the longest single wall of the entire castle, but even so it still has to travel through this big hill. This one I'm going to go through. So I built, let's see if I can navigate myself. I built a tunnel going all the way through this natural protection to the city. And we come out the other side. And from here you can see outside into the different kingdoms. So I wonder what's over there. There you can see the sea. So there's not that much space for marauders to come. I really like this wall. I think it's my second favourite, other than the wall with the building in it over there. But I just think it's a really nice texture. Again, this is quite deep. It mixes up cobblestone and the stone bricks. And it's actually relatively simple. The key, as I said before, is just to get your repetition right. Make sure you get enough repetition, but also break it up with things like a tower. So here's just a little watchtower in the middle. Nothing special, but you can walk through it to get a little bit more protection. And here is another massive break. I think these actually took a while. I did just, I actually made the entire building proper and then I broke it up. I tried using dynamite, but that actually created too uniform an effect. I wanted something that looked more natural. So hopefully I've achieved that. Now, as it gets dark, we're just going to see this one final tower, which is lit up by a few. You can just take a little peek inside. Again, this is a tower you can go inside. It has been restored, so you can go along it. And we'll just go back to the entrance as the sun sets over Maketopia. This has been my first castle kingdom. So far there's just a wall and a few towers and a couple of buildings. I'm going to build a few things in here, not necessarily next week, but definitely I'm really excited to build some interesting things in here for you guys to enjoy with me. I'd love to know what you think, so please let me know what you think of I think this is probably my biggest single land area in 1 week. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I have. But I said, do let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned for more Minecraft videos because more are on the way soon. Thanks for watching.